So great. For anyone who's just joining, I am just checking the technology and needing to close something on my phone. Great. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Julia Midland, and I'm so honored to have been asked by Melai to come and facilitate this practice for you guys today through Yoga for Humankind. I started a nonprofit called the OMPowerment Project that takes this work into refugee camps, mostly refugee camps in other marginalized communities around the world. And the real purpose in creating that nonprofit was to begin to close the well-being gap, this reality that exists in the world between those who can access well-being resources and those who can't, due to privilege, due to money, due to geography. And so it feels really appropriate to be here with you all today, coming with this purpose of trying to reach out and bring this work to those who don't have access. Because as I'm sure everyone knows, I don't know where you're geographically located, but I don't think anyone is immune to what's happening here in the United States where I'm geographically located. I'm currently in Los Angeles, in Venice, and so I just had to move a text message from my phone alerting us of new curfew hours, and there's violence happening just down the street from here. So I come with a really heavy heart and with a lot of grief and sadness and anger because of my geographic position right now. And so I wanted to bring a practice to sit with that grief and that anger. I think even if you're not in the US, even if you're not American, there's a weight in what's happening in this country right now that I think is felt globally, because the reality is that we're in this time of deep unrest, and this unrest exists everywhere. No matter where you're located, it's there, it's prevalent. Racism is prevalent, white supremacy is prevalent. And so this isn't just about America, right? It's about the world. And it's about coming together, and those of us in white skin like myself standing up and telling the stories and speaking out and putting our bodies and our words on the line here in support of our Black and brown friends who don't have the safety to do that. So thank you all again for being here. I wanted to start in that vein with just a little bit of opening breath work. And I'd like to do some breathing into the heart space specifically. As I mentioned, there's so much grief, there's so much sadness, there's so much anger. And a lot of times those emotions are really held in our chest. That's been my experience. I don't know what yours is, but that's where I feel it, this heaviness, and it's really pulling on me today. So let's begin by finding a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. And you don't even have to sit. I can't see any of you. You can lie on your back. You can stand if that's what serves you right now. Anything that works for your body. Just find a connection to the earth, whatever that connection may be. And begin to notice the support of the earth rising up to meet you. Maybe it's through your sitting bones, maybe it's through your feet, maybe it's your low back. Wherever you notice your body in connection to the earth, bring your awareness to that space. And in feeling that connection to the earth, the support of whatever is holding you, begin to breathe and notice your breath. Without trying to judge it or change it in any way, just notice. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. Noticing the breath can be such a powerful act, especially in this time where we're living in a space where so many people are having their breath taken away. Sit with your breath. And if you're beginning to feel overwhelmed by what's happening in the world, by what's happening in your space right now, just take a look around your room. Remember where you are. Maybe notice 5 things that are blue. And this is a practice that you can continue to use throughout our time together. Notice the support of the earth. Notice your breath. And look at the space around you. We can be here, we can be together, even in virtual space. We can sit in presence with one another. And to begin to bring more space into the heart, with your hands, begin to breathe them up, pulling energy from around you and into your heart space. And exhaling to release. Inhaling to bring energy to yourself. Exhaling to release. And imagine anything that makes you feel more spacious. Self-love, or a friend, or a pet, or anything that helps you to find more space in the heart. Gather it up and inhale it in. Exhaling to regather and inhaling to bring it in. Continue to breathe in this way, either using your hands or not, your choice. Bringing love and health and wellness into your heart space. We're going to move into a practice called Tonglen, which is a Tibetan Buddhist practice. And this practice is used to transmute energy of grief and sadness into the energy of love. We do that through the heart space. The heart is so strong energetically. It can take so much. I don't know what your experience has been in my life. I've definitely felt that so much can be taken in. But then what do we do with it? Can we breathe in any sadness and exhale love? We're going to begin slowly, and since I can't see you, I don't know who's with us. So I'm just going to invite you through this whole practice to just remember that self-care is the first order of business. So if anything begins to feel overwhelming, release the practice and find that grounding through your connection to the earth. Bring your awareness to your breath, and maybe take a glance around your room. Beginning to imagine the heart as this muscle that can bring in and transmute energy. Bring your breath there. So notice the inhale into your heart. Notice if you can expand through the chest space. And on the exhale, release the breath, but maintain the space. And if it feels okay to you in this moment, call to mind something in your personal life at the moment that is a cause of sadness or a cause of grief. Maybe start small. Maybe a fight that you had with a roommate or a spouse, or anything that's bothering you personally at the moment, and see if you can breathe in the energy of that emotion and release love. Inhaling the sadness or the anger into your heart space and holding it there, and releasing. Breathing in the emotion that you want to transmute, and breathing out the energy of light and love. And continue on your own breath. You can bring your hands anywhere you want. Notice if it feels more grounding to have them on your legs, or on your solar plexus or your heart space. Breathing into the heart space and exhaling to release love. And now either stay with this if you are finding a space of transmutation that you'd still like to work with, or begin to take your awareness outwards to somebody that you personally know. Maybe it's the grief or the sadness of a friend, a colleague, a partner, somebody that you know personally. And I invite you to inhale their pain, their sorrow, their grief, and exhale, send love and light outwards so strongly that it ripples outwards and outwards until it reaches them. Continue to breathe in this way. Inhaling sadness or the grief and exhaling the love. And one of my teachers taught a practice similar to this in a class I took this morning, and she said something so beautiful. I want to quote her. Her name is Hala Corey. Beautiful teacher. You should look her up. And she was paraphrasing from the Dalai Lama and said, when we can open our heart to pain, we open a doorway to our deepest compassion for each other. So again, in recognition of the deep sadness of this time that we are in history, if anything begins to feel overwhelming, release the practice and sit with your own breath. But if you can move further, continue to inhale the grief or the anger or the sorrow of somebody that you love, and transmute that energy on the exhale into love. A few more breaths like this. And now again, if this breath pattern is working for you in the moment, stay here, continue to work with transmuting that energy. If you find that you want to move a step outwards, bring your awareness to the grief of all of us at this moment, to what we are feeling as a collective right now. This grief of coronavirus, racism, violence, everything. The sadness, and begin to breathe that into your heart space and exhale love. Again, noticing that if it becomes overwhelming, release the practice without judgment and bring your awareness back to your connection to the earth, to your inhale and to your exhale, and to your present space. Opening a doorway to our deepest compassion for each other. Continue to breathe in this way, but feel free to release that practice of breathing energy in and just focus on the amount of space that's in your heart at the moment, the amount of love that you have there, the energy of compassion. And inhale into that space, and on an exhale, release through your hands. Imagining that you're actually spreading this light, this love outwards. Just a few more breaths like this. And as you're ready, bring your hands anywhere on your body that feels right to you. And whether you're standing or seated or lying on the floor, see if you can bring your hands to your feet. We're going to do a little bit of a tapping practice. I'm going to see if I can move that. Take your hands and just begin to tap gently on the tops of your feet and the bottoms. Waking up the cells in the skin. If you've just been seated for a while, it's maybe a reminder to your feet that they're there. And as you're ready, begin to move the tapping up your shins and your calves, waking up all of the cells in your legs. Bringing energy and awareness back into your limbs. And move to your upper legs as you're ready. At this point, if you're seated or lying down, you may wish to stand. Again, it's optional. Really get into the pelvis and the hips and the buttocks, waking the body up, bringing awareness into the cells, into the skin, into the muscles, and bringing your hands to your belly, your low back. Maybe moving up into your torso and your collarbones. And don't forget your arms, tapping up and down, the inside and the outside of your arms, waking up every cell that's there, every living piece of you. The bones, the muscles, the skin, the fascia. The blood that flows through your veins. Waking everything up. And when you feel like you're sufficiently awake, bring your fingertips to your neck and to your forehead and temples and cheekbones, to the entirety of your skull. Be gentle with yourself because this is your face. Just lightly tapping, bringing awareness to the life in every cell of you. And when you're ready, release your hands. Bring them anywhere on your body that feels grounding and centering. And just notice any sensations that are coming up for you. Notice anything that you're feeling physically, emotionally. You may wish to sway gently from side to side. And if you're feeling any residue energy that just needs to get out, begin to shake. Shake your fingers, shake your hands. Doesn't need to be a big movement, just a little shake, as if your hand fell asleep and you're trying to wake it up. And if you have even still more energy that needs to move, get your arms involved. And maybe your legs. Shake, 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 shake everything that's there. Keep breathing. You can even jump as you shake. Again, this movement can be as big or as small as you want. Continue to breathe. And as you're ready, begin to release. And again, return to center and notice. Notice anything that's coming up for you. Notice your heart beating under your hand, if one of your hands is on your heart space. Notice your breath. Taking a deep collective breath in this time when so many of us are not given that option, are not given that freedom. And release. I wanted to take us into a short practice we call, in the Qigong lineage that I've studied with, it's called chopping wood. It's also, I know, used in yoga as well. So it's a great practice, or it can be great for releasing some anger. So if you wish to join me, come into a bit of a wide stance. Again, you can do this seated on a bed. You can do this lying down, but I've always been taught to do it standing if possible and if it feels right for you. Notice your feet on the ground. Notice the support of the earth rising up to meet you, and find a stance that feels strong in your body. So my knees are gently bent here. I can feel the strength in my quads. And on an inhale, we're going to join our hands together as if in prayer and inhale up. And on the exhale, we're gonna release. Let's do that together several times. Inhale, reach up. You can choose to do lion's breath instead on the exhale, if that feels good to you. Continue on your own breath. Noticing any energy that needs to move, that you want to release from your body. Release it on the exhale. Inhaling to breathe in, exhaling the energy out. Just a couple more times. Releasing everything that's no longer serving you at this time. One more together. And come to stand and breathe and move your body in any way that feels right to you right now. For me, that's a really fiery practice. I can feel that I'm getting a little bit sweaty. So I'm just gonna sway a little bit, but do any movements that feel right to you. Again, if you're seated or lying on the floor, that can look anything like staying still to doing a twist or just moving through the hips. Anything that feels right to you in this moment. And to begin to soothe that fiery energy, the energy that we just created in the chopping wood, I'm going to call in another Qigong practice that I was taught in the lineage of Qigong that I practice. It's called ocean wave breath, and we typically use it to soothe the nervous system. Again, if this is not your experience, then I invite you to bring your attention back to your connection to the earth, to the support of the earth. Notice your breath, notice your surroundings, just stay present in this moment. If you wish to join me, this is easiest done standing. On the inhale, you're just going to rock a little bit forward, and exhale, rock back. Ocean wave breath, rocking forward as if you're the tide and exhaling back. And begin to make this movement progressively larger as feels comfortable to you. Inhale the swell of the tide and exhale the ebb. And once you feel like you've gotten your ocean waves as big as feels right to you in this moment, begin to move in the opposite pattern. Making the waves smaller and smaller. Take your hands anywhere that feels good and right to you. And breathe. And as you're ready, come to find a comfortable seated or supine position. If you wish to remain standing, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm going to sit just by way of modeling in this moment. For our last few minutes together, I just wanted to offer some breath awareness with a little bit of progressive muscle relaxation so that you know where we're moving. If it feels more comfortable to you to lie down, then please do so. Wherever you are, notice the inhale, notice expansion through your chest as your body fills with air. And notice the release. Inhaling to grow big, to expand, to reach outwards, and exhaling to come in and return to self. Continue to notice your breath. And wherever you are, as you continue to breathe, just begin to scrunch your toes, tense the muscles of your feet. As if you're trying to grip onto something with your toes and hold it. Inhale, retain the tension. Notice how it feels in your body to be holding this tension. Exhale, release. And notice what it feels like in your body to release. And again, bring tension to your toes and to your feet. And exhale, release the tension. Continue the progression upwards. Bring the tension to your lower legs, to your calves and to your shins. And exhale, release. Inhale one more time. Calves, shins, low leg, up through your knees. And exhale to release. Moving to your upper leg and your pelvis. Inhale and tense your body. You may feel this through the entirety of your legs and feet. And exhale, release. Inhale, find that tension, hold that tension. And exhale, let it go. Moving now to your stomach and to your chest. Inhale, suck in, breathe in, hold in, and exhale, release. Inhale, bring tension to your stomach and to your chest, and hold, and release. Upper back and shoulders. Inhale, and flex the muscles, contract the muscles. And exhale, release. And again, inhale, upper back and shoulders. Find the tension and exhale and let it all go. Arms, fingers, hands. Inhale, hold the tension. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, hold. Exhale, release. Now moving to your face and to your neck. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, hold the tension in your face and in your jaw. And exhale, let it go. And now inhale and invite tension through your whole body. Feel into the contraction. Bring your awareness to how you feel in this contraction. And exhale, let everything go. Inhale, contract, tense, and exhale, release, soften. And in this space of softness, I invite you to find some stillness. Notice your breath. Notice the earth supporting you. If your eyes are closed, begin to blink them open. If they're already open, begin to look around the